One of you says it's not even necessary to tip. Who can guess? Oh, well, okay, we don't guess.
I'm gonna just tell on myself. I don't even mind a tip. Just give me what the service is worth, please.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody does want to give me something extra. I buy snacks for refreshments for the people that come to the shop.
So what does that look like? First of all, are customers still bad at tipping? Or are they getting better?
But I'm not really big on if I receive a tip or not, because I mean the fact that you're already patronizing my business, that shows enough for me. We don't know everybody's financial decision, or situation. I'm sorry.
Sure.
So if you're coming to me and you're paying a premium price, that alone right there, I'm grateful for that. So
yeah, I don't mind. You don't have to tip me. I think for me, referrals, coming back, I feel like all that is a tip for me. But I am that girl, and they do cash out.
Okay.
You take care of your people that take care of you.
They take care of you.
Part of the grooming is personality and getting to know your client specifically to their needs. Everybody doesn't need everything from a haircut perspective and from a conversation perspective.
The devil's honey had me. I better run. Some of us came from Kershaw Academy. Some people stand up and rise. Some people sit and cry.
What's happening, fam? Sick L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. More important, you saw the clip. I'm going to talk about tips. Still tipping on fofos. Tip drill. I need a tip. So, when you go out to eat, they say people don't tip as much anymore. There's another video, I got a clip of, but I didn't put it with this. Where a guy was like, restaurants are going under because the food costs too much and inflation is too high. So, me and a old coworker of mine were talking because his daughter works in the and I think restaurants. I forget, restaurant is bar, one of them. And she talked about tipping. Well, she used to do that rather. And she's like, Dad, you need to tip people. And he's like, if the service is good, yada yada yada. And I'm a person that's like, if I go out and I sit down, I'm tipping. Even when I actually pick up something to go, I'll throw a small tip in there. And because the people working in that environment, their tips are how they make money. And if you don't have it, you don't have it. You get what I'm saying? Like if you don't have it, if you have the money for the service and that's it, that's understandable. Like everybody's not going to tip. But if you have the money to tip, you should. You should. Because the people that are relying on tips are getting underpaid because like below minimum wage. You get what I'm saying? So you see people, you go, I need this type of service. So because you have people who and I'm gonna make fun of some of these people. You have people who don't tip because they don't have it. Fine. You have people who go out with other people and a bumming a meal off of somebody else paying, and then they're all, I wouldn't leave a tip. Hell, you I know you wouldn't leave a tip. You ain't even paying for your own food. So now you trying to tell them don't leave a tip because, they paying for you and you ordering like it's your money. So then you got the bummy tip hater, right? Should I say that's pause? Is that a pause? I think, is it pause worthy? It might be pause worthy. Then you got the people who they're misers. They're like, oh, I don't like the way the water didn't come fast enough. You didn't come back here 17 times. You didn't massage me on the shoulders. You didn't make me feel welcome. You weren't gonna tip no way. Stop acting like if they do all these magical things for you that you was gonna tip, because you wasn't. You wasn't. Especially in a restaurant that's packed. If it's a packed restaurant and it's full of people and they're not catering to you every 2 minutes, you should know why. It's a packed restaurant. They're going everywhere else. They're gonna rotate around to you at some point. You get what I'm saying? Now you got some people who, and I've been there before, where I think I told this story before. I was at a restaurant, and I was at a restaurant. It's like a Bombshells. It's like a version of Hooters. So like Hooters is, people think about. Then it's like Twin Peaks is another. Bombshells is another, right? And then there's a Hispanic one. It's like Chulas or Ojos or something like that. But I was at a Bombshells and watching a fight, and the waitress who was assigning me, like, I don't want, she saw me. She was black. I'm black. She saw me and just like, he ain't gonna tip, and just I don't want to deal with him. We never spoke, nothing. Like, I saw her, she gave me a look like, because she was in my section. She was doing the whole section, and she got to me, no, thank you. And then, this other young young lady, and I never, because she had the Eye of Horus tattoo on her. So like, oh yeah, she gonna look out for me. So she came to be my waitress. So, and the other lady actually was helping. She was helping like whites and Hispanics, ironically. And they spilled beer on the ground, and she slipped and bust her ass. And they didn't help her up. And I'm like, yeah. And I was having a good time watching the fight. It was great, great night, great fight. And then uh, tipped the waitress. And for some of you, and I say that for some of you people who play this game where certain groups don't tip, black folks don't tip, I'll say this across the board. Young people don't tip normally because they ain't got it. Okay, so young people across all groups are not known for tipping because they're young. Okay, that's one. Um, for some of you other folks who gauge who tips and who's not, and I would say because white people have more money, you make the assumption they're going to tip more, which I would guess they do. I don't know that for sure, but I would guess they do. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing that makes me think that they're not tipping like that either, because they have all of these, how they say, high class, highfalutin restaurants that they put gratuity in it now. The only reason they putting gratuity in it because the people wasn't tipping. Because if the people was tipping, they wouldn't make gratuity automatic. So if you go to these what you consider nice restaurants, gratuity in those nice restaurants is automatic. So are you going to tip extra with the tip that's already in or not? Because, like I said, food's getting more expensive because of inflation, and it really is getting more expensive. Um, and people are getting more to-go orders. That's another thing. Because it's the same thing with people who do DoorDash and Uber Eats. They have the same complaints that people don't tip. They're doing that service. They're driving around, dropping off people's food. And some of y'all, and when it comes to people in Uber Eats and DoorDash, they got a bad rap because some of y'all was out here eating people food, drinking people drinks. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just trifling. Y'all just trifling. That's why the restaurant staple a bag and cover the drink and all that other stuff to let people know, hey, we're not having this. Because some of you people who was DoorDash drivers and Uber Eats drivers, you was real jerks. I don't even do that type of service. But the other thing about that is, for you people that had these weird orders at weird times, like I'm out, I'm getting up at 5 something in the morning, and you getting a DoorDash or Uber Eats breakfast at like 5:55 a.m. You could have made that yourself. You know what I'm saying? Y'all Uber Eats and Chick-fil-A when Chick-fil-A is like a mile and a half away. And then you getting weird, and and I did a video of that. You folks out here who on the opposite side of that spectrum, you order food, you eat the food, you said it was stolen. People got to pull up on you, go, hey man, I see you eating the food you said it was stolen, and then you want to get mad at people. No, man, the service industry needs people who got sense. Same thing when you're at a hotel. They're gonna clean your room. If you got cash on you, leave a tip. A lot of y'all, even when y'all going outside the country, right? And sometimes, and I've done it. I haven't tipped a couple of times. Now I think about it, because out of the country, I never did the currency exchange. I've tipped before, but not all the time. So to those people who had my room, my bad. I kept the room clean so you didn't have to do no crazy work. Uh, but that's part of the program too. Like, you go to hotels, you tip people. Like they clean your room, you tip them. And some of y'all horrible. I've seen people when I've visited places here and abroad. Like, I don't know what y'all on. I don't know what I don't know what y'all think a hotel room is. Y'all just it turned into a 1988 cocaine fest. Mosh pit in the bedroom, and you hiding from uh um the uh the cleaning lady. And that's a true story. That's a true story. You know what I'm saying? So y'all need to tip people, like, cause they doing too much for some of y'all. Too much for some of y'all. Some of y'all getting a little too freaky, and the sheets, look like chocolate pudding. Yeah, y'all need to tip them people. I'm just saying. But when people are consistent and they're good and they give a good service, yeah, that's good enough. But sometimes you got to keep some people in business. Sometimes y'all want certain people to be in business and to stay in business. And I like going to this place, but y'all not paying, y'all not tipping. And then when it's not there anymore, you're like, huh, what am I to do? Like, I used to like that place. Yeah, but you didn't tip when you at that place. Same thing with bartenders. Tip your bartender. Some of y'all alcoholics anyway, you know, and the good bartenders that say you can't have no more. That's enough. That's enough drinks for you. You're done. You're done. You're done. They looking out for you. But we live in a society that's like, you know, you got to walk on water to get it. Just for somebody to throw an extra dollar your way. That's cold blooded. And and you know what? Let me do this since I'm on here. Shout out to the strippers too, because I see, yeah, because y'all had that same issue for years. And that's and they'll say, racially it's different, because y'all making these black strippers they gotta have 6 packs, baby. I need you to hold on the pole horizontally and make it clap. While you look like you holding a pole in a tornado. Here's $3. But that's part of the thing. That's part of the thing. So you gotta tip people, man. Tip people. But I will say this. I would also say this though. Some of you establishments, stop overcharging your patrons, because you sometimes y'all overcharge your patrons, and y'all. I say that. Let's just say with strip clubs, right? Strip clubs overcharge you to get in. And that's why the nightclubs died. They overcharge you to get in. They charge you so much you don't even feel like you ain't tipping. You like, bro, I done paid $20, $40, $60 to get in here. You think I'm tipping? And if I ask you to give me give me 100 ones, I only wind up with 86 of them. So, if you shorten me, I'm shorting you. It's that type of scenario. Same thing, casino, same thing. You got a dealer, tip the dealer. Now, when you lose them, you ain't got nothing to tip. But if you win tonight, man, go ahead and slide the dealer something. Because if you get hot, you know what they're going to do. They're going to bring a whole new dealer. So just tip your dealer. I appreciate you putting some money in my pocket. Here's a few dollars. For real. Because anytime you get hot, we need somebody new here. So, you got to do your best to keep the economy flowing. You get what I'm saying? Because you want to have a entertaining, quote unquote, life and lifestyle sometimes, to have entertaining events. You got to tip people to keep these places open. But that's just my 2 cents. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.